All right, we're live, Mr. Mike Dean.
Yes, sir. How's it going, Rainman?
Oh, it's good, dude. It's good. Just been late nights, right? Late nights getting ready for this launch, and just making sure it's right for everybody. Trying to bring everybody value, and you know how I do. So how you
That's
been?
fantastic, man. I can see it in your eyes a little bit, like you had a little, not too much sleep.
I was up till 3 a.m. Yeah, and then got up at like 7 to work my normal job, and then back to testnet, and then just getting ready for me and you to be talking. Yeah, so.
That's
But hey,
fantastic.
you gotta do it, right? That's what we're doing. The end game.
Absolutely.
Focus on the end game, right?
That's what it is, man. I mean, same here, man. A lot of work. We just had spaces, and yeah, so we just jumped like literally 10 minutes ago. End of the spaces. Now we're here doing the stream. So all is good, man. A lot of work, but not complaining.
Yeah, sorry I missed the spaces today. I was just getting ready for this and tidying up some other stuff on my end. So yeah,
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so we're here today to we're gonna be talking about Lotus today. So we're gonna first of all, what I want to say is like due to like a lot of time pressure today, I did not prepare as I normally wish I would, but nevertheless, I did prepare something, a little something, so that we can go through the white paper. So probably you can just share my screen and then we just get it started.
yeah, of course. Here you go. Let me bring it up for you right now. Cool.
Lovely. So, I mean, I have here Lotus. You can see the nice logo. I really like it, by the way. It looks, yeah, I think it's pretty awesome. So, I think you did a great work there. And also here we have, so if you want to later on, if you feel like you want to learn about Lotus more and stuff like that, I have the social links right here. So there's X and then the Telegram as well. By the way, while I'm saying it, I'm just gonna double check that I actually did the right thing, and it seems yes, we're going to the right Telegram group. No, Telegram group as well.
Yeah,
Yes,
and YouTube and X. Yeah, it looks like you're on there.
yes.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You're talking about the QR codes. Gotcha.
I'm checking the QR code, yeah, because I did. It was a rather short time I had to prepare, so I'm just verifying live that this is the case. But anyway, Raymond, so we're gonna keep it as usual. I think you do know how I do my interviews, so the first one we're going to talk about first the elevator pitch. So I want to hear so that people can get a bit of context what this is going to be, and then the second part is going to be understanding the Lotus mechanics, and then probably lastly we're going to talk a bit of the buy and burn because I think there's a little difference here probably to others. So we're going to talk about that. So probably let's just start with the elevator pitch. I did pick up some few keywords here. Maybe you can touch upon them, but nevertheless, fire away, my friend.
Sure. All right. Yeah. Appreciate the opportunity. To be able to come on this space. It's been great to watch the deep dives and everything. Yeah, so Lotus, first of all, it's built on Volt, and Steve's a genius and just brilliant, and we see what Volt is doing. So I'm really honored to be the first protocol to be launching on Volt, and so Lotus is completely fair launched, obviously, just like the Titan X ethos demands, and it's no ICOs, no founder token allocation, no VCs, obviously the whole deal. And it's basically what I designed Lotus to be is the most hyper deflationary mining protocol in existence, to my knowledge, on Ethereum blockchain. And in essence, we have these cap supply minting protocols that are coming out, which are fantastic, i.e. Volt, right? And so, but I wanted to do something that was a mining protocol that could potentially naturally cap itself in a different way. And that was done through the mechanics of the tokenomics, in which we can get into as well. And I wanted to have a buy and burn that's completely decentralized as well. I wanted to have reward pools, and I wanted to try to just introduce some unique features like the auto compounding and the Lotus Bloom reward as well, which haven't been seen yet in the Titan X ecosystem, to my knowledge. So yeah, those are really important to me, and yeah. So I guess that's where we're at on this. In timing is crucial. Based off the miners being max miners 180 days, we know where that puts us in the timeline for the bull potentially, and so people can get their value back if they choose to max mine and have their liquid Lotus, and also just be the max mining, the max staking, because we have three reward pools, and in addition to the Lotus. In addition to the Lotus Bloom reward that pay out the stakers. And those reward pools, the cycles of those reward pools are shorter than most payouts. So people get their value back faster. And that's what was important to me, because time, this is based off time too, the tokenomics. It's not just based off of a protocol, all right? We're timing where we're coming into what we would perceive as the bull cycle. And none of this is financial advice from me, guys. I just want you to please keep that in mind. Yeah, so yeah, that's it in a nutshell at the beginning, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Rainman. So, I mean, one thing I heard there was the token distribution model is going to be virtual mining. You have a bit of a staking as well with some reward pools. So this is essentially, from what I hear, is the token distribution is very similar to Titanix itself with the virtual mining, and I mean, but you have some few other things as well. But you have the three. We're going to talk about the pools as well and stuff like that. So one thing
Sure,
for sure later on, you one thing you're going to explain is the auto compounding feature, because
sure.
due to the timing of this interview, I did not read into that too much,
No
because
worries.
one of the things is me also doing these kind of interviews is like I'm forced to learn these protocols. So this is also just a good time for me to understand it. And if I didn't understand something, then I can ask you straight away. But anyway, let's get started. And this is the second part, which is now understanding the Lotus mechanics itself. So I did do my drawing here. So the first thing would be the virtual mining aspect of it. But probably
Sure.
let's just get started here with how the user comes in and how they can start the Lotus. Is this minting? I mean,
Well, it's mining, so yeah, yeah. So you can, yeah,
okay, let me say, yeah, Lotus
sure.
mining. So maybe just like a quick overview first is like some of these funds, which how they are distributed. Maybe you can start with that, and then later you can talk about the mining aspect of it.
Okay. Yeah, so simple, right? Titan X is the input token for the protocol. All right. And the Lotus tokens that you will get once your miners are over are paired with Vault. All right. So that's the liquidity pair is Lotus Vault. And you will create miners. I actually did away with the mining ladder on the UI because I felt like after getting feedback that everyone wasn't quite educated enough, and I wanted it to be just really fair for everyone. And people are used to having a single miner option and a batch miner option. So that's what's on the user interface now. I think I mentioned that to you last night as well. So yes, exactly. So when the Titan X comes in the max miner is 180 days that you can do. Obviously, you can do 1 to 180 days. So we have, obviously 8% of the Genesis. We're going to send 4% of the Titan X, the Dragon X Vault. 4% is going to go to Volt's liquidity bonding wallet, and also 8% is going to be used for Lotus liquidity bonding. Okay, but in addition to that, the buy and burn might be down there somewhere on your
Yes, the
thing,
buy and
Mike.
burn will come later, but we can talk about
Okay,
that.
sure. So
What is the percentage of the buy and burn, by the way, again?
the buy and burn on Lotus is 40% of the Titan X that comes in,
Okay, for
and so and there's another 8% in addition. So we have the 4% that's used for Volt's liquidity bonding, but there's also another 8% of Titan X that goes to buy Volt and send it to the Treasure Vault as well to help
okay,
that. So it's actually getting a 12% allocation to Volt to just keep Volt rocking, right? So because we're built on it, and
okay.
28% to the reward pools, and yeah,
All right. So probably the last part, we're gonna talk about the part, but the part which goes to the treasure vault, is it going through the buy and burn first, or is it straight to
no,
treasure?
it's straight to the Treasure Vault. Yeah,
Okay, how much percentage is that again?
that's 8%. Uses the Titan X to buy Volt and send it to the Treasure Vault.
Okay, so not the 8% straight from the incoming.
Okay, no, it is straight from the incoming. So you have the 4% that's going to go to Volt's liquidity bonding wallet, and then you have that correct on there as well as the 8% on
Mhm.
Lotus liquidity bonding. And if you the next one underneath that, that should be 8% Titan X goes to buy Volt and goes to the Treasure Vault, however you want to word that, Volt Treasure Vault. Yeah, so. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So all right. So okay, I think this is something which I did not understand. I thought it's going to be going through the buy and burn, but okay. So and this is going to be 8%.
Yes, sir.
All right. So 8% goes and buy vault, and then it sends that to the treasure vault. So
Correct.
if you don't know what the treasure vault is on vault, you can check my last interview with Steve, and you can learn more about that one. I think that's extremely interesting, and vault is absolutely ripping. It's crazy. So this is pretty awesome. So 8% Genesis, 4% Dragon X Vault, 4% Vault liquidity bonding, 8% Lotus liquidity bonding, and then 8% to buy Vault and send it to the treasure vault. So this buying is this like also in an interval, or is it straight one
No,
time?
yeah. As soon as every time it comes in, it'll be the smart contracts do it, and it buys and sends it over there constantly.
Okay, okay, okay. So there's no interval. So as soon as the
Yeah.
money hits, okay, okay.
Yep. Yeah. Just a constant feed.
All right, yeah. I mean, why did you choose to be that way and not like just park the money and then just start buying it slowly?
Oh well, just because we wanna just pour gas on the fire for Volt's Treasure Vault, and then that's really why. I mean, because I have some intervals that are unique with the buy and burn, so we just wanted to get this distributed out and as fast as it needed to be. And Steve and I talked a lot about it, and that these are we worked on. This is obviously I developed Lotus, but we did work on some of these distribution mechanics together ourselves, and we felt like that was one of the best things to do is just send it right there and get it done.
All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking, is like because if like a lot of money comes in, essentially, that's like you're gonna create like a very big green candle, but then people just gonna dump that straight away.
Potentially, yeah, potentially. It's just being sent there, So yeah, that's what it is, though. That's what it is, and that's what it's coded in the smart contracts. So
No worries. No worries. I was just asking for the design decision that you took.
sure.
Um. So okay, and then we have the 40% goes to the buy and burn. We're gonna talk about that a bit later on,
Okay,
and 28% of the Titanic goes to these reward pools, right?
exactly.
All right, all right. So maybe this is something which people would like to understand a little bit more. I mean, for people who have been into the ecosystem, they do know how all this works somewhat, like especially the staking. But maybe there are new people here who are watching and they would like to participate in Lotus. Could you explain how these staking payout pools work? And also maybe this other pool here, the 5%. I think what did you coin this again?
That's the Lotus Bloom reward right there. Yeah,
Lotus
so
Bloom reward, right?
it's bi-weekly. That's a 2 week thing right there, and I can explain that as we go through it. So
Okay. Yeah, probably just start with the staking and then yeah, we'll
okay, sure. Okay, so and it's Bloom on Mike, not blood, just so people don't pick out on me. You know what I mean? Bleed
Sorry,
us
man.
out. Yeah. Okay. So with the staking, yes, 28% of the Titan X that comes in goes to these three staker payouts, and it's every 8 days, 48 days, and 88 days. And the the object, and why I did that was I want as we're nearing the bull, I wanted people to be able to receive their value back faster and in quicker payouts versus what we might have done in Blaze and other Titan protocols where they're, very far apart. So this will give people value back in the time frame and based off of where we're at in time, literally right now, compared to what we think and perceive the bull cycle might top, so they can get their payouts too. So yeah, and yeah, I did that 25% on the 88-day, and just in high, based off the hyperdeflation of Titan X, right? So so I think it would even be maybe more or equal to at the bare minimum of the other 235% of the allocation. So yeah, does that make sense?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, cool. So the Lotus Bloom Reward, this is like a jackpot thing, and this is pretty cool. So if you have to qualify for it, and which is staking 150,000 Lotus tokens. It doesn't matter how long you stake them, but you have to stake 150,000 Lotus tokens, and 5% of the Titan X that comes in will be randomly given to a staker per the smart contract every week, every 2 weeks. I'm sorry, it's a bi-weekly reward. So every 2 weeks, that someone's going to get 5% of Titan X just dropped into the rewards, basically. So it's a kind of like a jackpot lottery thing that was really cool that I came up with. So yeah,
Okay, so like, did you say like 28% goes to in total to these reward pools? Is that correct?
that's right. So
Okay,
35, yeah, you got it right. 35, 35, 25, and that 5%
okay,
of that 20. If we broke this
fair,
28% down.
fair enough. So probably the Lotus Bloom reward is like, so if as long as you have staked 150,000 Bloom, Lotus tokens,
Mhm.
you're automatically part of these like jackpot pool, essentially, right?
Exactly, because at first I just had it to where any stakers could be eligible. But we were talking about it, and that would mean that someone could create 1,000 wallets and stake like $2 worth of Lotus and have a higher probability of winning the pool than those who are committed, with more value that they put in. So this way, it makes it more fair for people to be able to receive the Lotus Bloom reward, to be able to qualify, I should say, to receive the Lotus Bloom reward.
I think that's a very, very good idea because I mean, especially people who are a bit more technical, they could literally
Yeah,
could have created in like 10 minutes 10,000 wallets if you wanted with
yeah,
with literally 1 cent or something.
yeah. I mean, exactly. And this was something that the devs, these guys are so rock solid that we use. I mean, they really are. And we were talking about it with them, and yeah. So we put this together on that and changed it
Fantastic. Yeah, I think I like that idea. And this is every 2 weeks or what is it?
just every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Yep, the bi-weekly Lotus Bloom reward.
All right. So let me just think about it now. So if I'm a user and I've staked my Lotus, and the way I got my Lotus was either through mining or through buying it on the open market, and I have staked 150,000 Lotus tokens. And how do I know that I've actually won?
But it'll be just sent to your wallet. It'll be sent to your wallet, and yeah.
Do
So
you
you're
claim it, or like how is that how does that work?
Yes, you would claim it. Yeah, I mean, well, you will claim your rewards, and it'll be part of your rewards that you claim, basically. So
Okay.
when it's
So
time
on
to
the
claim,
UI, you just sees like, hey, you won the jackpot, and
yeah,
please claim, or how's it?
it'll be more rewards than you would normally receive, basically.
All right, all right. Well,
And
that sounds good.
I'll verify that, Mike, more with the devs on that right now, because we're finalizing test net, so I can get back to you with even a better answer on that one that makes more sense to people, so it's not confusing if they want or not. But they'll know when their Titan X is like, a lot more than it should be in their bag.
No- All right, no worries. Oh, okay, I see. So it's like part of like the claiming essentially. So when you go
Yeah,
and claim, you're gonna be like, hey, you actually won the jackpot.
yeah. So it's on the interface. So it shows the three staking pools, and then it shows the Lotus Bloom reward as what is accumulated every biweekly as well. So you can see
Fantastic.
it. So it'll show the accumulation, and then it'll be, obviously you could say, oh well, you calculate what you would have gotten, and then if you got the Lotus Bloom reward, it would be on there as well. And I think that there's a smart contract for that too, so you can check it as well. So
Fantastic. No, I think I like it. It's just a little something which actually makes it a bit more interesting for sure,
you
because
know,
now
yeah,
people are a bit more incentivized, and I would like to see definitely one of those tweets out of the user who actually won the jackpot, and potentially how much money comes in. That 5% could be quite high, right? And
yeah,
is it essentially like, so whatever has accumulated in those 2 weeks, that's what people are going to win essentially? Is that correct?
yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah,
Okay,
it could be
but they win the whole pot essentially, right?
yeah, the whole 5. Yeah, the 5% is theirs. Boom. But you got to qualify and stake 150,000 Lotus tokens.
Fair enough,
So
fair enough. Yeah,
you don't
but I
have to
mean, I think it's a good incentive though.
yeah, that's yeah, I thought so too. It's we want to incentivize staking, but you don't have to stake, right? So some people don't like staking, but if you do like to stake, and as Titan becomes hyper deflationary, um, we can all just imagine what that might be. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, I think I like this. I think definitely, I think this is the first time somebody having something like this. So one thing could definitely be, I think probably some other people will be using this as well, and I think that could be definitely interesting for that. So I think, nevertheless, I think this is somewhat understandable, especially for the people who have actually been playing around with Titanics for a while. They do know these kind of mechanics in some way. Although the Lotus Bloom reward is actually pretty interesting, man. I think I like it. And also the other thing which I like to mention is actually the payout pools are actually fairly like, they are not like very far apart in some ways, right? So it's actually quite a quicker pace in some ways, right?
Yeah, of course, and we all like to see these massive payout pools, right, of ETH and Blaze and Dragon or what have you, and Titan X and everything, but they're so spread out. And so this gives people, you're going to get your rewards faster, and that's the goal too, as we move towards a cycle, so you can do whatever you want with it when you get it back. So and yeah, so that's important to me. I don't like staking to have to wait, so many days before you get rewards back. I think it should be faster in all protocols. So yeah, that's why I did that. And also based off the timing in the bull cycle. But I don't. That was the second reason. Not the first reason was because I wanted the payoffs to come in quicker to people. If you're going to stake your tokens, I want you to get your rewards.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. I think that's pretty good. So now maybe one another thing is like, probably let's talk a little bit of the buy and burn, and then after that we can talk about the virtual mining mechanics or the mathematics behind it, because I think that's also something interesting. So maybe here regarding the buy and burn, I think this is probably very similar, like all the buy and burns as well. So I think you do have the incentive fee as well to call that
It,
buy and burn.
it
Is
is.
that
It's a 1% incentive fee on the buy and
okay?
burn.
All right, that's a 1% incentive
Yeah.
fee, and
Yeah.
then it's like very similar. It just you have the interval as well, or like, can you explain how the buy and burn works on Lotus?
Of course. Sure. So it's every 8 minutes, okay, is the buy and burn. And it's a public call function, obviously, because the user calls and you get your 1% incentive fee. And basically, it takes the Titan X and it buys Volt, which buys Lotus, and burns it, and sends it to a burn address. Okay. So the unique thing that I did with this, though, it's not, remember how how on Inferno, how it was different percentages per days of the week for the buy and burn.
Yes.
So this is so I used what we did with Inferno to where Sunday to Wednesday is 4% of the buy and burn every 8 minutes. And then on Thursdays, it goes to 10% of the buy and burn every 8 minutes. And then on Friday and Saturday, it's at 15% every 8 minutes. So those percentages are staggered on a buy and burn. So it'll also extend the life of the buy and burn, but also frees up the weekends when we see all this green candles on Titan X pumping and people have time to really go into it. And I thought that was super solid with Inferno as we saw the chart go up. And so I incorporated that into this, which is kind of unique too. Most of the other protocols just have every 8 minutes, or whatever it is, or every five, what have you. So this is these percentages are different, if that makes sense, Mike. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I think it definitely makes sense. I mean, we can also just go through it as well, just here live, so that people are is even clear for the people. So you're saying like from Monday to,
From Sunday to Wednesday.
so let me just write this: Sunday, Monday. I wrote Monday, Monday, uh,
Yeah,
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
and Wednesday
Wednesday. Yes, and
is
that is
4% every
so,
8 minutes.
4%. Um, uh,
And
uh,
then Thursday it jumps to 10%.
so let me just do this. So that's gonna be 4% every 8 minutes, and then you have the other part is
The next one will be Thursday is a 10% every 8 minutes.
Thursday. Um, so that's gonna be 10%, 10%, and then we have Friday,
And Saturday
Friday,
are 15% of the buy and burn every 8 minutes.
Saturday. All right. So that's going to be 15%.
Yes, sir.
All right.
With the
Every 8 minutes.
fireworks going on the weekend.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's great. So
It's gas
essentially,
too,
go ahead.
right? Because gas is cheaper on the weekends, and yeah, I just have seen, since the beginning on Tide Next. I mean, it's more active on the weekends. People have more time to interact with this stuff, and yeah, so don't want people to miss out, and that's why we did that's why I did this. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I think this is good. I think it makes sense for sure. I'm just trying to make it here live, guys, so that you guys understand exactly how the system works, so you can actually participate in most effective way. My goal is at least give the founders ability to just explain themselves what they came up with, so that you just get the information. Which, yeah, if you want to play the game, then at least you know how it exactly works. So the 4% is actually like whatever is in the buy and burn, essentially, right?
Yeah, just 4% of whatever's in the buy burn. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, but that is
Which
like, is
mhm.
that allocation per day for the whole
uh,
day?
yeah. Well, every time it's called every 8 minutes, it'll only be 4% of the buy burn per day.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, okay, but okay, maybe let me just ask that question. Is like, so is, if let's say there is whatever, let's say like as a very simple example, there is $100 in the buy and burn.
hmm
How much is it on Sunday every 8 minutes?
It would be, I guess, 4% of $100 would be $4, right?
So
Just for
so it's
example.
gonna be $4 every 8 minutes.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, okay, fair enough. And
Let's
then
hope
if,
let's hope it's more than that though.
sorry, say again.
Hopefully it'll be more than that, right?
No, I know, but I'm just saying is like it
That's
was.
a good example, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. I mean, it could be like $4,000 every
yeah,
8 minutes.
yeah. Or it could be like Bolt with God knows how much going in every
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, man, if
going in every 8 minutes.
you're leverage involvement, so you might as well probably get some of the action as well.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, especially like you're sending some liquidity bonding, and also
Yeah.
you're sending to some treasure vault, so you are like a buy pressure essentially.
hmm
So you are lifting up a vault on top of that as well. So
Yeah,
that's and yeah, you're lifting up that thing which you're leveraged on. So
exactly. Mike, can I answer a question for somebody in the chat real quick? Just
you
ask.
fire away, my friend.
Yeah. So, all right, let me just. So Ahmed was asking if he mines out of 7 days and he claims his Lotus tokens and stakes, will he qualify for the 8 day bloom reward? So the 8-day bloom reward is every 2 weeks. So the first 8 days, it's not gonna there won't be a Lotus bloom reward till 14 days. And depending on what time of the day that you staked your tokens, if you stake them late in the day on the seventh day, you wouldn't be able to necessarily claim them till into the eighth day, right? Or if you understand what I'm saying, Mike. So it's about timing too, guys. When you stake them on the clock, just like with all these protocols that we have to claim our tokens, it's yeah. So just keep that in mind.
All right, yeah, I think that's definitely important. I
Yeah.
mean, one of the things is potentially I'll have to see. Maybe I can create one of those Google Sheets for Lotus as well, because I mean, I guess the percentages will change, like from all the mining, virtual mining stuff. But potentially, yeah, I will see if I can create that one. By the
Okay.
way, so
Cool.
I think this is I think this was clear, the buy and burn. If there's any questions, we can go back to it. But I think this is it was fairly clear. And by the way, whatever has been bought from the buy and burn, 100% of that gets burned, right, Lotus?
Yes. Yep. Burned.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
one thing I'd like to jump into a little bit, and this is yeah, for the people a bit more who want to understand the mechanics even better. So maybe let's start here with yeah, the virtual mining mathematics. We are seeing here like a chart. Could you probably explain to the viewer what you're seeing here, and maybe what is the outcome of the design decisions of this?
So the whole goal, as in the Titan X ecosystem, is hyperdeflation, right? Because we all know that based off Jake, or just deflation in general. So with the Lotus protocol, I wanted it to be the fastest hyperdeflation mining protocol that there is. So what we have here is, on the first day that Lotus launches, a max miner is 150,000 tokens. All right, and there's bonuses and stuff. We can talk about that. Um, and it's equivalent to approximately 450 USD in Titan X. And so it drops extremely rapidly as the days go by. As you can see, like on the bottom are the days, right? Let's just pretend we're at day 31, right? So that's like almost your halving for a compound. So you're looking at about 75,000 tokens for what could be $5,000 in Titan X. So on the red line, if you go all the way across, Mike, all the way to the other side from that same variable, yeah, yes, go down just a little bit, down, 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 right there. Yeah. So basically, the tokens, they decrease 2.25% per day per miner. Okay. And that's 22 times faster than Titan X is it goes deflationary. All right. I believe it's 0.08. All right. So, and the cost, which is the red line that accelerates, goes up 1.75% per day. All right. So that's how this chart was formed. So basically, after 180 days, you're going to be paying around 10,000 USD for literally maybe 400 tokens, 300, 400 tokens on that. So it is a drastic, hoping for a natural cap, right? To seal it off in for a mining protocol. And so, if does that make sense?
Absolutely. So, I mean, here is essentially how many tokens you get if you start a miner on that day. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there's
With
bonuses too.
max miners, right? If you start here, max mining, essentially, that's how much you're gonna get.
Yeah, these are max. This is a max miner. Yeah, example. Obviously, there's powers from 1 to 100 you can do, and less, and it's relative to the other miners as well. But this chart is just an example of max mining.
Fantastic. Yeah. I mean, one thing probably I'm just gonna go up as well here. We have also these bonuses and stuff like that, and that is also, I think, one of them is L rank. So maybe you can also go into that as well. I mean, probably there is more, but this is the one I found for sure.
Okay, sure. Yeah, the L rank, just kind of funny, just to call it for Lotus teching instead of T ranks and stuff like that. It's just something I decided to go with. So it's divided into four sections, and it's and the people, have asked me, well, why didn't you just have it scale proportionately? And the reason is we want less tokens to come out because it defeats the purpose of the protocol. All right. So that's basically, if you mine from 0 to 30 days, you're going to get a 3% bonus, as you can see, to the tokens. And those are Lotus tokens that you'll receive on the end of your stake. All right. 31 to 60 days, it's an 8% bonus. 60 to 120, 13%. And then the 18% bonus you can see is the largest. All right. And if I would have had it as a scaling mechanism on the L rank, I don't want it to be too heavy on the front end, and I don't want to create too much inflationary pressure as well. And this will limit that, and it balances that. But in return, at the same time, like when you stake, the actual staking bonus, okay, that you get that goes up is scaled proportionate to the days. All right, so that there's a flip side of that, and so in even so your rewards are greater on a relative scale that goes up percentage wise. But this is different as far as your L rank is concerned.
All right, yeah. So this is when you start your miner. Essentially, you are going to, um, like there's some extra bonuses. The longer you mine, the more bonuses you get. Essentially, right?
Exactly. So, for instance, if you start a max miner on day one, which is 150,000 tokens with an 18% bonus, you're going to get a roughly 177,000 tokens at the end of your miner. All right. So, with your 18% bonus.
All right, all right. Is there any other bonuses apart from the L rank?
There was just the reward bonus in the staking. Yeah. So you get that
But I
here.
mean, on the mining part, only bonus is the L rank. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's it. Because we want to. The goal is just the hyper deflation, and it would just put more tokens out there, and that we would have to burn. And I think it's counterproductive for the protocol to just to make the L rank too high, and so that's why this is done this way. And
Fantastic.
it's important to keep in mind too, these bonuses that you're going to get. It's if, let's say 30 to 60 days, you get an 8% bonus. But if you mine for 60 days, you're still going to get more Lotus tokens than you would for 31 days. But you're just so you get your bonus, which will be 8% in that realm, but you're still going to get more tokens for the longer that you mine. So it's not like you're getting it by any, if that makes sense. Some people might be thinking that, oh, well, I get the same amount of this or that. But no, you're going to get, the longer you mine, the more tokens you get. These are just the bonuses are applied in four different sections.
All right, yeah, that's fantastic. And then I think I have another one here, which is the daily increase in cost per max miner over 180 days. So could you explain that as well? Is it the same actually here, the
Yeah,
red one?
it is the same. I just did another chart so people could just see the cost increase basically.
Ah, okay, okay, but okay, that's why I thought is like this is somewhat very similar. Okay, but essentially here it just shows you like how much more you would need to spend to, yeah, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And this
So
was the other thing you were talking about. Could you explain this one a little bit more, please?
yeah, let me just bring it up so I can see it a little bit better on my staking thing that I have on my screen too, right here. So, yeah. So this is the percentage of the staking durations. It scales up, and because staking starts at 40 days, you can stake from 40 days to 1,480 days. And I did that because that's when it's 4 years. It's about 4 years. So if you want
How many days the max miner max taking?
1,480. It's a little over 4 years. So, which would, if these bull cycles continues, you'll get your tokens back. It's not like 15 years. So the minimum is 4, and it just shows this is the scaling as it goes up. 90 days, you would have, your 5%, as you can see. I'll wait till you're done typing so you can follow that along. No worries. Yeah. So this just chart starts at the bottom is at the 40 days. And then it just goes up to show the 5%, you're getting your increased bonus 5%, and then it goes as it goes on, and then you get your 10% as you 365 days, and it just continually scales up to 20%, and the max bonus would be 30% on the scale if you decided to stake for 4 years, which is 1480. It's like 4 years and like 5 days or something like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
All right. So I
that
mean,
actually scales. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but I mean, essentially, it's this is how much more shares you're gonna get, essentially, right?
How many more Lotus tokens you're going to get at the end? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How much more rewards you're going to receive? Not tokens. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But essentially, it's like you're gonna receive more shares, and that's how you're gonna get more of the reward pool.
Exactly. Yep.
All right. So okay, I see. This is interesting for sure. So okay.
5% starts at 5%, and then the maximum will be 30% as it scales in your staking duration length.
All right. I see. Okay. Okay. All
And
right.
there's
Yeah.
and it's not a bigger stake pays better. It's just a longer stake, right? So
Oh,
there's a
okay. Longer pays. That's exactly one of the things I was talking. I wanted to mention. It's so the only bonus here it's longer pays more. Or what is it? Longer
yeah,
pay.
longer pays more, not bigger pays more,
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah.
because
That
that would
was
be an inflationary thing, and it would dilute the pools, and so that's one reason why I did that.
okay. So essentially, you're just gonna have yeah, longer pays more. So
Yep,
everybody has to pay with time.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Time is actually the right. I don't know why is this thing moving all the time. I don't know. Maybe
I
it's like
love how
some.
you do live, man. I'd be all over the place typing, messing up, typing this stuff live.
No worries, all good. Yeah. So I mean, I think from all in all, there is another thing which probably we didn't touch into, and that is the auto compounding feature. So could you probably explain that a little bit because we did mention it in the beginning. The auto
Sure.
compounding feature. Yeah.
Let me go to where it's at on here in virtual mining. Let me just see here if it's in reward. I think it's in rewards, just to make sure I stake it correct. Okay. All right. So the auto compounding every time, all right, that you come across a reward cycle, 8 days, 48 days, 88 days, what happens is you have an option. Okay, it's not mandatory by any means. You
Mhm.
can hit compound on the interface, and it takes your Titan X rewards, which you would have received into your wallet, right? And it takes those rewards, and the Titan X buys Volt from that pair, the Volt Titan X pair, and then the Volt buys Lotus, putting buy pressure on Lotus, and then stakes those tokens into your stake in addition to your existing Lotus tokens. So you're adding whatever the Titan X is, whatever it can buy, which increases your rewards. So the Titan X buys Volt, the Volt buys Lotus, puts it in your stake, and then next time your reward comes along, theoretically, it should be more because you have more tokens staked in your stake.
Okay,
Does
and
that
that
make
is just a one click in the UI essentially.
One click. That's right. Optional. And also, we did another thing is so there's no penalties. I see people are talking about penalties. There's no penalties for late claiming miners. There's no penalties for late claiming stakes or rewards or any of that. And also, one unique thing we did is when your stake is over with, say you stake for XYZ days, right? You don't have to claim your stake. You can leave it in if you decide to, and you'll still get rewards. So you don't have to pull your stake out. It's in that way it keeps tokens locked up in the protocol longer, which is good for everyone. And so that's a really unique feature as well.
All right, yeah. So your stakes essentially they don't they like there is no penalty, so you can just leave them there forever essentially.
Yeah, you could leave them in forever and just keep getting rewards, or you can take them out whenever you want, and there's no penalties. But one of the key things to focus on that aspect is you will not receive every time you auto compound, you will not receive more L rank bonus, okay? Because that would inflate everything too much. All you're doing is getting more Lotus tokens added to your stake. your L rank bonus is determined based off your initial staking period duration that you plug into the protocol. That's it. Any auto compounding, you don't get an L rank bonus on.
You don't get, I mean, you mean this? Or
No, no, no. Just that the L rank was for
the L rank is for mining anyway. It was not
oh, it is
for
for mine.
staking.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? You corrected me. You're right. Yeah,
All
you
right.
will not. You don't get an increase in yeah. You don't get an increase in you get your increase in rewards, but you don't actually get an increase in more tokens. Is what I'm trying to say. Like 30,
Okay.
like the
Yeah, but I
30.
mean, like staking, you don't get, more tokens anyway, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry to
okay.
confuse myself and everyone else on that one.
No, no worries, no worries. All good, all
We just
good.
don't want the inflation, right? So that
Second,
and well, the goal is just not to dilute the heck out of the pools, right? And so people have, so people get their fair share if they compound, if they want to compound.
fair enough. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
who is building the Dragon X on top of this?
I know, right? Uh, well,
I'm
if they
just
build,
messing, man. All
you know,
good.
they're gonna have to put in a lot of money to buy the tokens, right? So again, so that's the free market aspect of it. It's not going to come from me or a Genesis, or a stake because I don't get any Lotus tokens. Obviously, I have to participate just like you guys.
No, all good, man. I was just messing with you. Yeah,
Oh, I
I
know.
think I think I like this auto compounding feature because I think I'm not so sure, but I think I was talking to with Ted, the Titanic sub Ted,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
10x Ted,
10x did, yeah.
exactly, and I believe he one of the reasons why he didn't participate in some of, like, let's say, Hydra, I think, because like for somewhat for tax reasons, because if you receive the tokens in your wallet or something, then maybe there's like a short-term tax. Like, I'm not a tax advisor, so this is something which he just mentioned. And potentially, like, if you have like an auto compounding feature, then it's like you don't have the tax obligation then with that. But I mean, this is probably has nothing to do with this auto compounding feature, but I thought it was just interesting.
Yeah, and there's obviously tax codes are different everywhere, and I'm not a tax person myself, but I have my theories, but we can't discuss them on stream like that because definitely not professional tax advice. But yeah, it's still in the protocol. You're not taking anything out. Still in cyberspace.
Fantastic, fantastic. No, this is great. I really like this, and I am definitely now way more like, I have more information now, and I think I do know how to play the game much better from your explanations up to now. Is there something which we might have forgotten, which you would like to mention?
Let me just roll through.
Mm,
Um, well, we do have more. Okay, so people are concerned about the natural cap. I saw a comment, staking pools to go dry, XYZ, whatever. But we're building on top of this. Zara is one of the pillars of Volt. That's gonna be burning, and that's gonna be helping Volt. Um, the Volt that's part of the Volt wheel, and I'm also building another protocol too. And I know of another protocol that's also going to be helping Volt. I mean, helping Lotus to succeed. So this is not. There's things coming in the future even on top of this that are going to help this. So yeah.
this is fantastic. I mean, I really like this, and I think yeah, especially if you're like going to be building on top of it, and it's going to be one of the pillars, this is going to be, I think, really great. And I mean, we're seeing what Vault is doing, and yeah, this is going to be definitely interesting for sure. So guys, yeah, I think hopefully you all understood how the protocol works. We had Rainman in the house, and if you want to join the Telegram or the Twitter, you have the QR code right there in front of you. So pick up your phone right now, scan one of the codes, and join the Telegram or the Twitter. I would say join the Telegram first, because Rayman is going to be there. And if you have any questions, he can definitely help you out. So,
Yeah,
Rayman, go
and
ahead,
Mike.
man. Yes.
Yeah, and so if you're in, Steve and I are cross marketing pretty hard. together. So if you're
Mhm.
in the Vault Telegram and you have a question about Lotus, it'll automatically pop up the Lotus Telegram and it'll send you over to me. And if you're in the Lotus Telegram and you mention Vault, it'll automatically pop up the link to the Vault Telegram and I'll send you over to Steve. And we have some of the same admin guys that are helping out as well in there, and we'll be in there. Yeah, so it's just really exciting I think to get the Titan X rewards is they become hyperdeflationary instead of some other token or just Lotus tokens and rewards based off of the timing. So all the mechanics are based off time right now in the success of Volt. And I actually started building this before Volt even launched. And speaking of launches, God willing, we will be launching on Saturday at 4 p.m. UTC this week so we'll have a great conversation and another topic during the virtual conferences to talk about. So that'll be pretty cool.
All right. Yeah. Saturday. One. When exactly?
4 p.m. UTC.
4 p.m. UTC. That's on Saturday. That's going to be the what date is that again? 26, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
26. Uh,
And Steve and I go on with our sectional group that's been designed, by Plan A and Bad Sports and everybody. We start at 1:30, so launch will have happened before. And guys, don't rush if you're going to participate. It's you don't. It's not an auction. It's not like a hurry up and mint. You have 24 hours a day, in it. So you can stay. You can mine on the 11th hour, max mine, and still get the same amount of tokens as if you did in the first 10 minutes. So keep that in mind. Don't wake up and run to your computers freaking out, thinking you have to do something if you're going to participate.
all right. Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, although you have the L rank is, oh, but the L rank is just based on how long you do it, right? It's not how when
Yeah,
you came in, right?
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So the L rank on the first, it's the same every day, even though the tokens decrease per miner, obviously at 2.25% that you can actually get, but the L rank bonus stays the same throughout every day.
All right, fantastic. Rayman, thank you for passing by. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
streaming also my stream, but today you just had the StreamYard, so but I streamed it also on my end. So this is great. Thank you for being here, man. Thanks for getting to learn about Lotus. We're gonna see each other on probably Saturday as well because I'm gonna be speaking there on the conference. So looking forward to that. Thank you for being here and have a good one.
Yeah, Mike, thanks a lot. I really appreciate you doing all you do for the ecosystem with your Tinex Hub and just doing these deep dives to help people, get a grasp on stuff and have me on and or having you on me on our platform or vice versa. It really doesn't matter. But have a
It's
great day.
it's the same. It's like we just stream everywhere anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, cool. All right. Cheers, man. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good one. Bye bye.